He didn't even look up when he tossed the ID on the floor, just let it drop. Like my credentials were trash, like I was trash, right there in front of the bulletproof glass and the flickering fluorescent lights of Stratton Financial. The sound was sharp, the slap of plastic against tile. But somehow what really stung was the silence afterward. Nobody saying a word, not a single glance, like I'd already disappeared. I stood there, composed on the outside, boiling on the inside, a man in a suit that wasn't expensive, boots that had seen better days, and skin that made me visible and invisible in the same breath. You ever feel like that? Like you're holding your breath in a room where everyone pretends you aren't even breathing? Yeah, that happened. It didn't make a scene, no viral video, just this quiet violence, dignity underestimated. That's always the setup, right? They think they know your story before you even say your name. But what they saw wasn't the story, it was just the surface, the prelude. So, picture this. I walk in through the glass doors, sun bouncing off the downtown Raleigh sidewalk, lobby gleaming like a movie set, marble, brass, cold as ice. The music's soft, a little too perfect, and the receptionist, immensely, doesn't even look up. I brush off my slacks, do the ritual, stand tall, wait for a sign she sees me. Nothing. But when a guy in a steel gray suit walks in, the air changes, she stands, she smiles, hands him a badge, makes a joke about the weather. I don't exist. I try to keep it polite. Excuse me. I'm here for, she puts up her hand, doesn't look away from her screen, slides a pen holder toward me. No words. Not even a please. I wait, watching other clients breeze through, greeted, guided, respected. By the time I reach the teller line, it's clear. Some people get the royal treatment, others get the slow shuffle. When it's finally my turn, the teller, Brenna, picks up my ID like it's a dirty napkin, turns it under the light, smirks, asks if I have anything real. I tell her it's valid. She leans over to the next teller, whispers. Both glance at me. Then Brenna walks off with my ID, no explanation, just a printout when she comes back. A shrug. Name doesn't match, even though I have the check, the slip, everything. She starts asking questions about my business, about my papers, about whether the check is real. I answer them all, calm. I see her eyes drop to my boots, back to my collar, back to my check, and then she says the manager will have to get involved. I wait again, more people pass, more looks, more laughter. The manager, Harland, comes, says he'll look into it, disappears, then comes back with the same flat apology, tells me to try another branch. No answer. No reason. I gather my stuff, head for the exit, and just as I'm leaving, Brenna calls out, not even loud, says, next time, dress for business if you want to play in our field. People laugh. I burn. I walk out, sun glaring, the city noise louder than usual, the heat of humiliation sticking to my skin all the way home. You ever sit at your kitchen table staring at a stack of papers, wondering if you're crazy for wanting fairness? I thought about giving up, but I couldn't, not when I'd built my company from nothing, worked every job, paid every bill, done it all right, only to be told by a bank that I didn't belong. So I went back, hoping things might be different, but every visit was a replay, Brenna. Paige, always more questions, always a new hurdle. They asked what school I went to, like that matters. They asked about my clients, my contracts, my address, even my high school, flipping through my paperwork like it was written in code. At one point, Paige brings out Mr. Tross, the manager. He's smooth, polite, but everything he says is a dodge. Maybe I should try a smaller bank. Maybe community banks fit me better. No one else is getting this treatment, but I keep trying, keep providing everything they ask. The last straw? I ask for an official denial in writing. Tross says no, they don't have to unless there's fraud. I ask if I'm being accused. He says no. I ask what's wrong with my paperwork. He can't say. It's all so careful, so corporate, but it's clear. It's me they're denying, not my documents. My account, my contract, my history, it doesn't matter. So I decide, if they won't see me at the window, I'll make them see me at the top. I dress sharp, go back one more time, but not to the teller. I go to the glass office upstairs, mezzanine, VP territory. Security clocks me, but doesn't stop me, because I move like I belong. The regional VP opens the door, pale as a ghost. I hand him a folder. Inside is the contract, signed by me, for a project that bank financed, one of the biggest municipal infrastructure projects in the state. My name isn't just on the contract, it's on the line that made it all possible. The VP reads it, face draining, realizes that every time his staff dismissed me, they were dismissing the man who brought their bank $2.3 billion in business. I ask him, did you know your own investment division nearly lost a public contract by mistreating its co-signatory? He shakes his head. I tell him accountability isn't something you perform after the fact. It's a commitment you make every day. He nods, gets it. I leave the folder, walk out. Brenna freezes when she sees me. Trosh tries to stand a little straighter, but I don't stop for them. I leave that place. The silence around me changed, no longer smug, more cautious, like they're finally wondering what else they missed. You'd think that'd be the end, but really, it was just the start. Emails start flying, HR gets involved, compliance officers dig into records, and pretty soon Brenna is out. Protocol didn't cover her gut feelings. Paige is gone too, after a string of complaints come to light. Tross? Indefinite leave. The receptionist, Aninslee, leaves before she can be made to explain her silences. Within a month, new faces, new memos, new training, whole culture shifting, if just a bit. I didn't ask for the fallout. Didn't even want it, honestly. I just wanted to be seen for who I was and what I'd built. Quietly, my story gets around business summits, diversity forums, leadership panels. I turn most of them down, but word spreads anyway. Even Brenna, I hear, ends up volunteering for an equity nonprofit, teaching young people how to navigate the professional world. Whether it's guilt or growth, who knows? Paige enrolls in racial equity training, sends a letter to her old team admitting she failed to speak up. Troz emails me twice, says he finally understands, asks if there's anything he can do. I don't answer. I don't need to. The real work is happening now, not because of me, but because of the lesson they finally learned the hard way. In my own company, I opened doors for others, mentoring, teaching, building something better than what I went through. No speeches, no applause. Just quiet progress, the kind that lasts. And one day, the same bank coalition that once dismissed me asks me to keynote their business development summit. I don't smile. I don't gloat. I walk in, and when the room stills, I just ask, what would our world look like if we believed people the first time they told us who they were? The room doesn't move, doesn't breathe, and I know, finally, I've turned silence into something they can't ignore. So what do you think? Would you have kept coming back, or would you have walked away? Ever been treated like you don't belong, even when you've earned your place? Tell me your thoughts in the comments about justice, about belonging, about the power of persistence. Because this isn't just my story, it's bigger than me, and it keeps going as long as we keep talking about it.